it's easier when you're numb. I think that for a lot of this time, I've been fantasizing about the Anhedonia going away. And I've been focusing on how bored I feel rather than how difficult it is to actually have the feelings come back. And that's been happening this week, where I've been having a lot of these like emotions rushing to the surface again. And it feels like a dam breaking. And it's all kinds of feelings all at once. I had a really hard time last night after I went to the gym, and I can see that my body is changing because I'm just starting to de-swell, and I had a really, really, really bad migraine yesterday. And sometimes too, like with migraines, they can make you feel depressed. And so like the combination of it all, like I couldn't think very clearly because the migraine was so bad. And I had to work a little bit, and I'm having like all of these compounding issues. I'm having like some financial issues. I'm having, like just everything, like the structure of my life, like all of it. It's so much. Honestly, even the romantic situationship type of thing that I'm in, it's really complicated and difficult. And it's very set in stone. It's like the way it is the way it is. The way everything is the way it is. And I think for me, it's been easy to function this way because I've been numb, especially towards December. And then now January, I was really numb. And even before that, I wasn't necessarily numb, but I was distracted or like so involved in the process of vanity downsizing as it was getting really, really tough, like particularly from like October and September, where it's like those months were just so hard procedurally that I didn't I couldn't think about anything else, it was kind of, so it's like I haven't really thought about how I feel probably since like July, maybe early September. Because it's just been so many, like it's been so much of a process physically that I think there's just a lot of stuff that's backlogged. And it's rushing to the surface. And last night in particular, it's like I was looking at how my body was changing. And I don't know how this can happen. This is something that's very me, where it's like I can't stand it when things are stagnant, but then I get scared when things change. And it's like, it's so annoying. So it's like I was considering like how much work I put into maintenance, how much work I've done in terms of keeping everything together and going to the gym and then going 4 days a week now. And like, there's so much work. And then it's like, I do all this work and I just have a just totally average body. You know, I was starting to kind of lean snatched towards the end of December and I bloated a bit in January. And so then it's like, I'm doing all this work and nothing's happening. And then I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, nothing's happening. Then things start to change and I completely freak. All of a sudden, I'm like, I feel like my body is out of control. Like, I feel like, you know, exposed and what's going to happen to me if I look better and what's all this going to mean and what is this going to be like and whatever. And I just freaked. And there was such this like feeling of self-loathing within it that can only be described as the toxic ritualistic. It's like these very, very deep shadows that are there still, and perhaps purely emotional today, as I don't think I've had much. I haven't really been able to deal with the emotions because I've been so numb. And as all of these feelings come up to the surface, I just was like, I want to run. It's like, I feel like I want to run. I want to run. I want to run. I want to run from everything in my life. I don't want to do anything anymore. And then it's like my brain kicks in and my brain is like, that's stupid. And I know it's stupid. But I think it's like, I don't know what's going to happen if I don't run. It's like, you start thinking of all these reasons why you should just give up. And like I said, it's not any one area of my life. It's all of them. It's every area of my life. And then it's just seeing like I'm so unhappy with how rigid my life is, how everything is so regimented. And it has to be. And it's like I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. And it just doesn't stop, and it just seems like I don't get anywhere. I don't get anywhere financially. I don't get anywhere with my YouTube. I don't get anywhere with being in shape or not. I don't get anywhere romantically. I don't get anywhere. No matter how hard I try, nothing happens. And I feel so trapped. But I had this feeling in March and I survived it somehow. I don't even want to talk about it because it makes me feel ungrateful when I say these things, but I don't know if it's so much being ungrateful. I feel like I don't know if I come across a certain way or I make things look easy, and they're not. It's actually really hard what I do. And for some reason, it's me. People can't see that. I don't know if it's a strength I have or a weakness. I don't know what it is. I've talked about it a lot in the past. I think it's called temperance or something like that. But it's kind of, I have the ability to move through things kind of like a swan. And people just don't see how hard I'm kicking my legs and how fervent and even terrifying it has been at points in all of these areas of my life. It's not any single area. And I just don't. I don't want to run, I don't think I'm going to. And I don't know what that looks like. I don't know where my life goes. I don't want to be done with YouTube. I don't want to be done with my romantic situation. I don't want to be done with this fitness journey. But sometimes, or this week, I've just felt like I'm hitting a wall, or I don't have anything left to give to this stuff. It takes me back to 2018 because that was a very specific time. It was when I had the biggest relapse of my entire life. It was truly crazy, and I mean it. And I think running in my life, it has always made things worse. I can't think of a single time in my life where I've run from something and it's gotten better. Where I've run from a guy and it's gotten better, it hasn't. Where I've run from a job and it's gotten better, it hasn't. Where I've run from, I don't know, some kind of bodily progress, never made my life better. Where I've run from responsibilities, they always catch up. They always find you. Sometimes it's more work to avoid it. And I talk so much about how important it is to understand the mundanity of life and understand that it isn't just about maintaining our body, even though that process it is the foundation for maintaining a lot of other things in my life, because it was the hardest thing for me to learn to maintain. So just like you maintain your body, you maintain your career, you maintain your romantic stuff, you maintain your goals and dreams, you maintain all of these things. You maintain your peace or the actual stability that you have in life. It's something that you have to do, and you have to be sort of loyal or stable But you also have to show how you feel too, which is the hardest part. Because every time in my life when I struggled, I would just run because it's like I can't fail. If I can't keep everything up, then I'm just going to run. If I can't do it perfectly, then I won't do it at all, which is so incredibly TR. And I use that for everything. And I've learned, especially this year, this 2025 going into 2026, that people don't expect perfection. Nothing does, really. We expect it of ourselves, but nobody else really does. You don't have to always have a brave face. You don't have to always be able to handle everything all the time. But you have to keep showing up. You have to show up. And you have to stay present. Even if you don't want to, at times. And I think that's kind of what I've been dealing with over the past few days. Is just these migraines, which has lasted a long time. This one has lasted, kind of like 3 days. It's long. It's probably the end of my Anhedonia. And it just feels like I feel like everybody in the world is like losing their mind right now, and it's driving me nuts. I don't know. And I guess maybe I'm a part of that. Because I feel like I lost my mind a bit last night. Because that feeling of self-sabotage, that feeling of self-loathing, for it to come up, it was like this feeling of like, I can't have these nice things. I don't deserve that. I don't deserve to look good. I don't deserve like it was specifically body focused too. That's how I know it has to do with the TR. And it just kind of shocked me. But I think there is something triggering about looking better, There's something to that for sure. But, at this point, I have so many principles and stuff and just practices. And again, that extremely rigid routine that is driving me nuts. Honestly, it's driving me insane. And I do need things to change now. I can't, but I have to be open to the changes, and I have to allow them and be welcome to the changes. And I have to trust myself. I think what I've really learned in this vanity era, which I would consider this beginning of maintenance to be a part of it too. But what I've really learned is to trust myself. Because when you trust yourself, then you know. It's like you trust your decisions in career. You trust your decisions romantically. You trust your decisions in your life because you trust yourself. And when you feel that, then you trust others more. You feel like they will have your back because you wouldn't have chosen them if they weren't going to. And so I'm really working on that aspect. And then trusting myself in terms of maintenance too. Or trusting myself that I'm doing the right things. Even I don't know if I'm losing currently. I don't think so. I think it's just body comp stuff, which is fine, but it's still like, it's hard when your body's changing sometimes, or at least it is for me. And especially with those emotions rushing back up, it was like very jarring. But I have to get used to not being numb. I've been numb for a long time. So with that comes challenges, but also some blessings, as I think my creativity will come back and stuff. And it'll be a new era, a new time. So I'll talk to you guys later.